Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Astronomy Lover 2024, and today I will be going over some of my favorite topics and activities that go along with it. So if you guys are ever looking for something to do, you can refer back to this video or any one of my videos on my channel to learn more about the topics. As you can tell by the title of this video, this one will be about astronomy. The most interesting astronomy concepts I found was the structure and the diversity that we have in our solar system. Learning about the different planets, their sizes, distances from the sun, and their unique features really intrigued me. It's amazing how diverse the planetary neighbors are, from rocky surfaces of Mars to the gas giants like Jupiter. This concept is captivating because it gives us a sense of how vast and varied our space is, even within our own solar system. One of my favorite activities to do along with this topic is to have your students create like a 3D model of a solar system. This can be done with materials laying around the house, things that you might find outside, or even they could get foam balls and mesh them to replicate the sizes. This will help students represent the sizes in comparison to each planet, and they can learn about the order of the planets and how they revolve around the sun. It's a hands-on activity that helps students visualize the solar system and understand their concepts like distance and scale. Something that I really enjoyed was learning about the phases of the moon. It was so interesting to understand how the moon's position relative to the earth and sun changes, because there's a lot of different phases that we see throughout the month. This stood out to me because it's something we can easily observe every day with our own eyes. It connects directly to me. A fun activity that you could do with this is Oreos. Everyone loves Oreos. Students can twist the Oreos apart, take the frosting off, cut the cookie up, and it will represent different phases of the moon. It's tasty and it's engaging way to help your students learn about the moon cycle. And at the end, everyone has a snack. When learning about astronomy, you will learn the difference between weight and mass. It's very surprising and interesting how that is very different depending on where you are in our solar system. Because mass is the amount of matter in an object, and it stays the same always. But what's interesting about this is the weight is not always the same. It depends where you are and what type of gravitational force there is. For example, if you're on the moon, your mass would stay the same. But how much would you weigh? You have to think about that, because the moon has much weaker gravity than Earth. This is interesting because it's something that we don't think about on Earth, because everywhere here we usually weigh the same. A great way to learn about that topic is to use a scale, some sort of online scale where you can use a comparison of either Earth's gravity, the moon's gravity, or any planet that you choose. And when you pick an object, it could be a very heavy object or a very light object. And you guys will be able to see how the mass and the weight differs or not on each different planet in comparison to Earth or the scale that you're using. And for my beach lovers out there, something that you guys might really want to learn about is the ocean tides. Do you usually spend a lot of time swimming in the ocean all throughout the day and wonder why you're so tired at the end? Because you keep getting dragged around and thrown around almost like you're getting beat up? That's because of our ocean tides, which are influenced by a gravitational pull from the moon, sun, and the earth. You probably didn't know that. Those three things are the reason why we have waves. This is interesting to me, not only because I love the beach, but it shows how the moon, something so far away, has a direct effect on our planet's oceans. Understanding this and why it connects to the movement of celestial bodies is something tangible on Earth, which we can experience every day. And if you live by the beach, more frequently for you. If I wanted to explain this to my students, I would use a large shallow tray filled with water and a ball. The ball would represent the earth. I would then find a smaller ball, maybe like a ping pong ball, to represent the moon. Then I would have my students move around the moon and earth to observe how the water is affected in the tray. I would tell them that the water represents the oceans, just like in our simulation. The moon's gravity pulls on the water, creating those high and low tides. This will give your students a visual example of how the moon's gravitational pull affects tides. Sometimes tides are stronger during full moons and new moons. This happens because the moon and the sun are aligned. I also have my students record their observations on a chart where we can all compare them in real life moon position effects and what that does to our ocean tides.